the game of Celebrity Gossip Tattletales. And now, here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Tranby. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Tattletales. All right. What a group. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Hey. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, that's our show. It's nice to... Wow, what a group we have today. Here and there, as a matter of fact. We'll visit with you and see where you're all from. I can see the swimming team is here. Oh, great. Oh, yes. And here's our swimming team back here, winning money for the blue section today, Norman Fell and Karen Fell. Winning money for the banana section, Scoey Mitchell and Claire Mitchell. Winning money for the red section today, Victor Holchak, and from Laverne and Shirley, Leslie Easterbrook. This is an audience, you know what I mean?
What an audience.
They came here to love, to laugh, and mostly to win money. So I don't want to keep them from it, because when we get going, us guys, we talk a lot.
You look pretty, baby.
Well, thanks.
Boy,
Thanks.
You look like you ought to be laying down, you know?
All right, ladies. Yeah, you're dressed appropriately, too. That's a very nice sweater.
Thank you.
And it seems only fitting that you're in the banana section where you belong. Thank you. All right, here we go. First question, ladies, it's for you. Which would be worse, for your husband to tell you that he wants to have an affair, or for him to tell you that he just ended an affair? Which would be worse for you, ladies? I'm asking the ladies. What a somber, sober question. Let's try and get a little humor into this. Goodbye. Which would be worse, that he wants to or that he's just ended one? Norman, what will Karen say? This is a hypothetical situation, dreadful, but if it had to happen.
He would say, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Boy, either one. That's tough.
Yeah.
Want to have an affair or just had an affair?
I just ended one, yes.
I think it would just be the end of everything
Yeah.
at that point.
Be the end of the affair, the house, the car.
No, I think maybe want to have one would be a little bit less than just having had one. Because just having had one would be the end.
You've done it already.
I know her.
Yeah.
That would be the end of everything.
Yeah. I understand. Because
Cars,
just wanting...
house, everything cut in half, you know.
Sure. Just wanting to have one probably is something that occurs to everybody in their minds once
Maybe
in
I
a
could
while.
change my mind. Maybe she could talk me out of it. Maybe I could take a cold shower and it's all over.
That could be it.
Usually works, huh?
Works for me. I don't know about you. What are you going to say?
Hello.
Hello.
What?
You're going to say...
I thought I just... Oh.
Worse to... Well, would be worse for her to having just ended an affair. That's what you're saying.
Now let me hear the question again. What would be worse?
What would be worse for her, for your husband, meaning you, to tell you that he wants to have an affair or that he has just ended an affair?
What would be worse for her?
Correct.
Would be to say, I just had an affair.
That's what I said.
I didn't quite understand the question.
I see. I'm sorry. Here she comes now. Karen, you must choose one of these dreadful choices. Which will it be?
Well, if he comes to me and he tells me he wants to have an affair, I mean, I'm an understanding wife. He needs to do whatever he needs to do for himself, and he knows what I would say to that, which is, bye-bye. So, if he tells me after he's had the affair, I have no control, and that would be really difficult. If he tells me before, at least we could discuss it, and maybe we could find out what the problem was between us that would make him want to do that. So the worst that for me would be if he tells me after he's already had that.
That's the one. You got it. Thank you, Norman. I mean, Karen. And Norman, too. Scoy, what do you think? What would be worse for Claire?
Well, if I said to Claire, I want to have an affair,
yes,
she would say, oh? If I said to her, I have just ended an affair, she would say, damn.
That's all she'd say?
Yeah, now that weight's back on me, you know? Gee.
What if you found out that Claire just had an affair? Would you be upset?
No.
Good.
Especially if it's you. Cold shower, all over, yeah. You're not, are you? Yeah. He's not, but
He is. That's why we asked you all three here today. We're sorry.
I think it would be worse if I said to her I was going to have an affair.
Oh, you do? Rather than you've just ended one.
Right.
Right. Here she comes. We'll find out. Claire, which would be worse for you? Which one of these situations?
Well, I really believe that I'd be more bothered if he were to come to me and tell me he wants to have an affair.
That's exactly what the man said. Okay. We've had one for each. Victor, which one will you choose?
Well, either way, I'm in the dumpster. So, I think I agree with what Norman said. I think it is by far worse to say I've just had one than to say I think I would like to have one.
We didn't put I think in the
I said,
letter.
I mean, if I say I want to have an affair, she might say, well, so do I. And
She'll say so.
and she's real good with that
So
kind
what?
of stuff. No, I
So what else is
definitely, it
new?
would be worse to say I've just had an affair.
Yeah, you think
Yeah.
so?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. That's called the smoking gun in the hand, is what that's called.
You call it that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Because after you say that, she'll have the smoking gun in her hand. Here she comes. Leslie, it's your choice.
We're talking here severity of torture, aren't we?
Yes, terrible situation.
What? No, the torture he would receive.
Ah.
This is not a funny question.
We'll be the judge of that.
This is such a wonderful question. I'm a person who tries to live now, not to live in the past or the future. And an affair that's just ended is one that took place in the past. One that he wants to have now would mean that now I would be devastated and I would be very angry about the one in the past, but it conceivably is over. So my answer would be it would be worse if it was an affair he wanted to have now.
That's
great, a
not,
great answer.
not what he said.
I like that answer.
You guys like that answer, huh?
Yeah, didn't you like it? Yeah?
Clarence going, Karen and Norman are right, split it in half. Leslie and Victor are wrong. So we'll come back in a minute. I'll have another chance. Don't you go away. Good stuff. Good food today. Great food.
Love is in the houses with military spouses, Valentine disasters,
I'm scared.
and happily ever afters. Share the newlywed game with your Valentine. Love is on the air. Starts tomorrow at 8 on Buzzer.
Sleep. Feed. Place.
Hi. Oh, you're back. You snuck up on me, you little devil. I was waving to a pretty girl up there. Here we go. Question number 2. If you're ready to go, ladies, it's for you. Your 20-year-old son and his steady girl are openly affectionate. He never closes his bedroom door when you walk by. They are usually intertwined in a passionate embrace. Mercy, would you tell him to close the door, yes or no? Okay, goodbye. Oh. What do you think about this one, Sco? What would Claire? I'm asking Claire. I'm asking Claire the question, remember? Square. Started to say Scoy and Claire came out square.
I don't think that my 20-year-old son should have any privileges in the house that I don't have.
I think you're right. That's true.
Since I have to answer that question, first of all, I wouldn't let him do that.
No.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
What's she look like?
She must be pretty good.
Yeah, she must be all right. But based on the context of the question, yeah, I'd have to tell him to close his door.
Yeah. Yeah, but now I'm
You're
asking...
killing your old man.
That's That's what Claire would say. Will you close the door? You want your father to die? You think Claire will say that to him, right? Okay, here she comes. Claire, what will you do about this situation? Would you tell him to close the door, yes or no?
Oh, wait a minute. No, don't close the door.
That's not what he said.
Oh, stop.
Why wouldn't you want him to close the door?
Well, they're still young people, and they're in my home, and I don't want that. I don't want anything going on behind my...
There you go, behind closed doors. If she closes the door, then you never know what's going on.
Absolutely.
This way, at least, you got an idea.
Absolutely. I'm surprised Scully answered that way.
Well, I'm with my son.
Oh. That's not how you talk at home.
Yeah. Thank you, Claire. Oh,
Anyway,
yes.
it was my answer.
That's correct.
Yeah. Take it easy,
Victor,
baby.
well, Leslie, she's after you today, boy.
Well, she'd say, Victor, go down the hall and look in Junior's room. You might learn something. No. She'd close the door.
She would.
She'd say they're entitled to do what they want to do if we haven't taught them well enough at this point, but she would say close the door.
She would, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's 20, but it is your home. I mean, there are extenuating circumstances.
You're saying if she says leave the door open, so she can watch what's going on, like Claire said. No, she'd say close the door.
No, I don't think she wants it so she can watch what's going on. I think that just propriety says, in some people's view, says leave the door open. I mean, it doesn't mean that that's what you have to do.
I think she would say if you're going to be doing that, close the door.
Okay, the answer is she will
You better
say
not be doing that.
close the door
Yeah.
and then stop it. Here she comes. Leslie, what will you do about the open door policy?
I don't know. We don't have any children.
Aha.
We've
This question's probably rather difficult for you then.
never had any children. I've never thought of thought about what this situation would be like. I think because of an old-fashioned morality that I have as far as having doors closed on kids together in bedrooms, even at 20, I think. In my home, I would want the door to be left open.
That's not what the man said. Look at this. See how it's going, guys?
Boy.
You think maybe, Norman, you'll pick up something from the other two guys? You see, what they've said is...
I would pick up something just from walking up and down the hall. Well, actually, we have a son who's about that age. And his door is closed when a certain one of his girlfriends comes over the house. Now, Karen and I differ. She allows a lot more freedom than I do. I would probably get a room for them at the Holiday Inn. Because I don't think it should be done in the house. I was never allowed to do that.
Yeah. You were never allowed to do that.
No.
You don't mean now. You mean before.
No,
now.
Now, I'm told what to do now, and
And you do it.
I just, But whether he should close the door or not, and that's what she would say, right?
That's correct. I'm asking Karen.
I don't think she would put her foot down about the fact that he has to close the door or not. I think we would just go upstairs and close our door.
Right. There's another answer for it. Okay. She'll let him. She won't have to ask him to close the door. Here she comes. Karen, would you tell him to close the door, yes or no?
We happen to have a son who's almost 20. Norman and I are very openly affectionate. If somebody closed the door every time, we would be openly affectionate. We would be locked inside a closed door almost 80% of the time. I don't think there's anything the matter with affection. I would never close the door on him.
That's what the man said. You're right. You get the whole thing, too, for the blue section. It's halftime, guys. Step to the rear and follow Mr. Fells, please, if you will. We'll come back for the second half of Tattletales after this message. Leave your door open. Not the front door. Oh, no.
For free.
Okay, here we go. We have changed places. Listen to this one. Let's see how we do here. Guys, listen carefully. Men, with the exception of your wife, how many of your 5 closest friends are women? Think about it. Off you go. Maybe easy, maybe not. You have to think a minute here. We'll start with you, Leslie.
Oh,
What will
good.
What will
I'm
Victor
so
say?
glad.
Yes.
No time to think at all. Of his 5 closest friends?
Yes. How many are women?
Oh, boy.
No, women.
Oh, girl. He has a woman that's a friend, a couple of women that have been friends, but they're not people he talks to all the time now.
Yes.
You know, like he would the guys. I would, no. We're doing so poorly. I would say none.
You would say none.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Here he comes. Victor, how many of the 5 closest are women?
Hang in there, blue section.
No. You're in the red section, Victor.
Oh. I knew. That's another one I missed. Get out of there, blue section.
No wonder he's having so much trouble. He doesn't even know what section he's in.
That explains it.
0.
That's right.
Are we in the yellow section?
That's wonderful. I'm so glad you got that right. No one ever did that before. That's wonderful. I love it. Karen, what will Norman say?
I think it's a really good question because I think men need to have at least one woman in their life to relate to because women have a tendency to talk about feelings and deep things with men where men friends with men talk about sports and politics and sort of peripheral stuff.
That's true.
We have a very deep, meaningful friendship. He doesn't have any other women friends, which would be okay with me, but he doesn't. I'd say none.
Yes. First, you just made a big thing about how every man should have a woman friend, but he doesn't need one. He's got you.
He has one.
Okay, you'll say none. Here he comes. Norman, how many?
Well, there's Claire Mitchell.
Well, we know about that.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't talk about that.
No, 2.
Oh, I know.
Oh, really? Karen said
Francine
none.
and Claire, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who? Who was that? Oh.
These are old friends. Not old people, but old
Well,
lifelong friends.
Okay.
That's true.
closest friends.
But they're
All right.
not.
All right.
Yeah.
But they're what?
But they're... She
They are.
doesn't. She says your
They
answer
are.
was correct, but she's secretly
They're not
saying...
like friends that you really talk to and relate to, but you consider them friends, and I...
Well, one lives in New York and one lives in Texas.
So it's kind of hard to, see them all the time. Sorry, Norman. Claire, what will Scoy say?
Would you mind repeating that question?
With the exception of your wife, how many of your 5 closest friends are women?
Okay, friends. Gee. He speaks to maybe 2 or 3 women on a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
That he's friendly with. Why are you laughing?
We're giving her ideas, I think.
Why are you laughing? I can think of 2. He
2.
may say 1. He may say 3.
He may say 5.
Yeah, he may, knowing him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say 2.
2. Here he
Yeah.
comes. Maybe tough for you, maybe not, Scoy. You should know.
She's getting a lot of laughs out there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out 5 friends. I couldn't come up with before. 3 of them were in my family. I'd say 1.
Oh, you missed it by 1. She said 2.
Nope.
Very close. Leslie and Victor get the whole thing for the red section. Make the game a lot closer. We'll come back with a $300 question, and that will decide it. Don't miss it. See you in just a second.
Join us every weekend in February, honoring the greats who grace the game show stage. Black Game Show Greats continues next on Buzzer.
Okay, this is it. Got to go fast. $300 question. Listen, guys, which of the 2 of you laughs more? Goodbye. Off you go. Claire, we'll start with you.
My husband.
He laughs
Yes,
more?
absolutely.
Here he
Yes.
comes. Scoy, we're right up fast.
I do.
That's right. Leslie, between you and Victor.
Oh, I do. It's one of the things that he just really, really gets on me about. I do.
Why does he get on you about that?
Because I laugh all the time. He says, don't say something funny and then laugh at your own joke.
Okay, you're going to say you. Here he comes.
It's me.
Victor?
No question about it. Leslie.
That's right.
No question.
All right. Now we come down to it. This will decide it, and then the blue section will go home happy. Maybe not. What do you think, Karen?
Norman does all the making me laugh, and I would say I do more of the laughing.
Really? Oh, yeah, because
he's funny.
He's funny, and he does the deadpan.
No, that's right.
So
You
that's
rarely
his
see him
style.
laugh.
Okay, you're right. Oh, here he comes. Norman, this will decide the game. You get this right, and the blue section will go home happy. What do you think?
I don't like a lot of pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which of us laughs more?
That's correct.
You always give me questions like this.
I'm
Whenever
sorry.
I do this show, look at me. Does it look like I would be the one to laugh more?
I asked you first.
Oh. The answer is, she does.
That's right. You got it. Everybody got it. We split it 3 ways. However, time is upon us, I believe. Yes, time is up, and the blue section rids it. We'll go back in a moment and give them their money, and they're laughing all the way to the bank.
Hi, folks. Joe.
Big winners today, the blue section, Karen and Norman, $325. We had 1,000. They will divide $1,325. Thank you all. Thank you at home for watching us. We love you for being with us. See you next time right here on Tattletales. Bye.
In addition to cash awards, a member of the winning rooting section selected at random will also receive Maximum Spec Cortisone 5. Gets under your reach for fast relief or your money back guaranteed. See package for details. Use as directed. Help clean up your tap water with the new Norelco Clean Water Machine. This charcoal filter helps remove odors and impurities for better tasting water. And Golden Griddle is preferred over pure maple because it has a unique blend of 4 delicious syrups for its great taste. Golden Griddle, the taste that beat pure maple. This is Johnny Olson speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.